some big show-off between, the prosecutor and the mother's lawyers, and evidently they decided that no, it would not be very good press to throw this sick 91-year-old woman, into jail, especially when they knew that I had tipped it off that this was a tactic. So they decided it would be really bad press. But that's when they got really mad at me. Now, at the very end there, of course, they handed her the guilty thing, thinking that the guilty verdict would again make her just shut up and go back and do what she was told. And that's when she told me that, no, she really felt that she knew so much about this trafficking operation that was going on, connected again with the government and the way that they use sex for their political, mission. She really didn't think that she was ever going to get out alive unless she said something. So at that point, supposedly she'd won the $1 million grant from Larry Flint with the black book blogs. Now, this is the thing. They're talking about ABC with Epstein. This is nothing new. I got tipped off about ABC over the Johnny Ghosh case, which is the Omaha Franklin case from back in the 90s over that Omaha Franklin case with the children and the sex trafficking. One of the mother of Johnny Ghosh, had come to me warning me that ABC had run off with a lot of her documentation and not to trust them. So when ABC, was coming up to Jeannie, I warned her, don't, give them everything, or, let's come up with a backup or something. And the plan was, well, we'll go ahead and give them the black books, but we're going to give backups to 10 different websites, one of them being the Smoking Gun. And I watched ABC get up and lie and initially say there were no names of any significance in this book until the Smoking Gun stepped up and said, not true. And then, basically took them to task. So they've done this before. They've run off with evidence before. They've lied before. So they've been covering, before. And ABC's a big network when you think about it. So this is frightening that they've been covering up that I'm aware of since clear back in the 80s, But it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same operation. It's the same thing. I mean, you can see little evidence of this. Believe it or not, there's a film, Charlie Wilson's War, where they show that the senator was using strippers to make oil deals. I mean, this has been going on for a long time, that our government is using, strippers, prostitutes, porn stars, whatever, to make deals. But what they're not saying is the darker side of this, is that sometimes these requests get into children. Sometimes it gets into other things that just, aren't that cool, that really shouldn't get out to the press. And when you provide those things and you're, aware, of these deals going on, then you become dangerous to these people. And a lot of people that are aware of this going on have been winding up so-called suicides. And we just witnessed this with Epstein. How it was first written off as suicide, and anybody who said it was murder was called a conspiracy nut until his family was in a financially strong enough position to do something about it. But when Jeannie was murdered, in my opinion, like I said, and her mother started to say, no, this was murder, because that night she'd gone to her mother to protect her mother, and in fear because she had been followed by someone all the previous day. So she went there in fear to protect herself and her mother. And she had told me that she was not going to leave the house that night at all, because we were worried that they were going to lure her out of the house and murder her, which is what they did. She was found in the back shed. And the coroner's report that they didn't release for years, revealed that there was bruising around her lower legs. So, I mean, this is a woman who was killed because she was getting ready to reveal what was going on the darker side of what our government was doing with children, essentially. I mean, who cares if some oil guy gets a stripper? That's not something that you kill people to hide anything about. And you don't need an island where there's no laws regarding, statutory rape unless you're bringing out children. I mean, that's the only reason that you need an island where international, laws don't apply, so to speak, on the age. And this is another reason why Nevada has been involved in this for a long time. It's because our age of sexual consent for a long time has been 15. So this is how the brothel owners got involved with this back in the 70s, is you could bring a 16-year-old legally for sex here into Nevada. I mean, so this has been going on for a long time.
Jody,
you
we
know?
only have about 5 minutes left. Do you want to get out most importantly?
Well, there's a machine in this country that is involved in sex trafficking and is murdering people and is covering it up. And we currently don't have any sort of check and balance system to do anything about it. And that has got a lot of people living in fear of their lives. And something needs to be done about it. You know, I do see Trump trying to do something about it, but he's not getting a lot of help because of all the just, attacks on him just to attack him. But he's going to be out of office soon. I mean, we still need something done to create some kind of safety in this country.
What do you think you see Trump doing to put a stop to this?
Well, I see, like, he's been getting rid of some of the bad apples, and I see him trying to clean up the FBI. And, I see attempts, but he's shooting in the dark. I just,
Name one
he
thing
doesn't really.
Name one thing you've seen him do.
Well, he got rid of a couple of people in the FBI trying to clean out the FBI over this.
Over this?
And he's talking about cleaning house, but unless you put another system in.
He went after someone in the FBI regarding sex trafficking or child trafficking? What was that?
Well, it's not specifically child sex trafficking. This goes on to a lot of areas.
Okay.
But if we don't get the corruption out of this country, it ties in. It's not just child sex trafficking because it's also involved with drugs. It's also involved with counterfeit stuff and all kinds of crime that's connected. It's all interconnected. We don't have a proper check and balance system right now. Give you an example. This trial coming up with Judge Melanie that's coming up on the 16th, I contacted the committee, and I said I would like to come talk to them about some of the things I know about this judge and show them the warrant that she issued against me illegally. I was told that I would not be allowed to say anything. I would not be allowed to testify, period. And I'm like, well, what kind of hearing is this? This is what I'm talking about, is we have no real system in place here to clean this stuff up.
Okay. All right. So anything else you want to leave us with?
Well, in the meantime, until we do get a better system, I mean, we do have to help ourselves. And yes, I mean, people sometimes need help that they can't go to the police for, and that's why the Sex Workers Anonymous hotline exists. So if you need help, and definitely Ed knows that sometimes, yes, we have to help you ourselves, and we are here to help you get out of the situation if you need help.
And that's sexworkersanonymous.net. What about a phone number? You want to give a phone number or a Facebook page?
Sure. I can't remember. The Facebook page is Sex Workers Anonymous, I know. And then, of course, the phone number is 725-205-4725.
Jody Williams, thank you so much, okay? If anything comes up, give me a call, all right?
Thanks for having me, Ed.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Okay, they had Jody Williams from sexworkersanonymous.net. Like I said, she's a local woman here in Vegas who we ran into each other totally by chance. And happen to be working on the same type of things here. So there's no way there's any kind of infiltration here or anything like that. So thank you so much, Jody Williams. Got a lot of stuff coming up. I want everybody to keep an eye out for. One thing is, if you're here in Vegas, as a matter of fact, there's an event tonight, right now, called Free Food Share with the Sidewalk Project. And it's between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. this evening. You can find it on Facebook. Food Not Bombs Las Vegas, the Las Vegas IWW, and Water Solidarity are happy to announce that they're in a partnership with the Sidewalk Project. Sidewalk does amazing work on Skid Row and elsewhere in California, so they're excited to be a part of the team out here in Vegas. They're truly an inspirational group, and in addition to food and harm reduction, there will be live music by professional violinist Brandon Summers. They'll also put together the first 200 first aid care packages for folks. Harm reduction services will also be available courtesy of Track B. So they're going to be distributing warm clothing, whatever they can get their hands on. So you can find them on Facebook at, what is that thing called on Facebook? Free Food Share with the Sidewalk Project here in Las Vegas this evening, December 6th, between 5 and 7 p.m. at the Care Complex in Las Vegas. Okay, guys? Thank you so much.
Are you ready?
And now a word from our sponsors. OppermanReport.com. Hey, do you like what you're hearing? Do you like the work that you see us doing here at Opperman Report? You can support that work by becoming a member at OppermanReport.com. And as you have access to over 200 exclusive shows and interviews that you can't find on YouTube or Spreaker or iHeart or iTunes or KYAH. You can't find them anywhere else online, exclusive to our member sections, to our members. Also, too, there's images, videos, documents, court docs, a lot of content there at OppermanReport.com. And it's the memberships that support the Opperman Report and allow us to play these shows for free on Friday nights and Saturday nights on all the stations you hear us on. You can also make a donation at OppermanReport.com. If you want to support the show and become a member, I can give you a discount. I'll give you 13 months for $65 if you email me directly at OppermanReport@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can hear your ad played here on the Opperman Report, reach hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people on a daily basis because the show is repeated every day all over the world. Contact me at OppermanReport@gmail.com and I'll give you a good deal on advertising rates. EmailRevealer.com. People ask me all the time, hey, Ed, are you still a private investigator? I sure am. Go to emailrevealer.com. We handle adoption investigations, infidelity investigations, where you give us your spouse's email address. We trace it back to online dating websites, catch them cheating online, email tracing, locate or identify somebody from as little as an anonymous email address. Someone owe you money? Back child support? We can find that deadbeat, locate his hidden assets, locate his hidden bank accounts, find his current place of employment, and even assist you in obtaining a judgment and recover that judgment for you. EmailRevealer.com. Digital forensics, computer forensics, cell phone forensics, recover deleted text messages. Create a report that you can use in court. EmailRevealer.com. 800-572-9762.